Hey, it's Chantel here from Fibrific. How are you going? I am hoping everything is going great with you. It has been an insane week here at Fibrific. Just realised I still got my sunglasses on and I'm just going to leave them there. They're keeping my hair back nice. So I have been having one of those intense weeks. Again, it's in the lead up to Christmas, guys. Do you all have that intense, crazy lead up to Christmas? Last week was insanity with the Black Friday sale that we had. So it was so much fun, but so over the top awesome. But my energy levels, at Tuesday I was a mess on the ground. Andrea came over to work and I was just like, can you bring your craft, because I don't think we're doing anything. So that's what Tuesday was. It was a sit on our butts day. So I hope you can hear me and you can see me. I got the batteries back in my little lab, so hopefully it's going well. Good morning to everybody in the chat. Let's have a quick look here. My phone's just playing up, so I can't tell what's going on. So I'm just going to clear that and go back in again. Where are we? Videos, streaming now. I'm assuming I'm streaming. Yes, there I am. Okay, so it's one of those weeks. So where are we? Lots of people in the chat today. Hello, everybody. I'm just having a quick read here. Lots of chat before I joined in. There's Kerry and Sally, and lots of spanners are in today. Bob Wilson. Hello, Claire. Welcome to the chat. Hey, Kathleen Champ. Lighting looks great. Thank you, Bob Wilson. I go to lots of efforts to make it look good. Some days are better than others. Some days I do just as much effort and it looks grey and horrible and I can't work out what I did wrong. Hey, Annie B's Corner. Welcome from Fort Worth, Texas. So there's heaps of people here in the chat. Are any of you working on Christmas projects, whether they're decorations for Christmas or whether they're gifts for Christmas? Let me know here in the chat if you're working on something for Christmas. I'm working on something for Christmas, but I can't show you because just in case my gift giver watches, not my gift receiver is watching, I don't want to, give it up. So I am working on that. I am also working on, so you guys know last week, massive sale, and we made up those beautiful mini packs. Now there seems to be a bit of a glitch with our system and we may actually have some of those mini packs that my system says were sold but they weren't sold. I'm double checking before I do any releases, but there may be some more of the first wave mini packs available. The second wave doesn't seem to be a problem, but the first wave there seems to be a couple that it said were sold and they're just still sitting there after everything's been shipped out. So, but one of the things I've been asked a lot is what can you make with a mini? Okay, so, or especially the super minis. Now these are the little 10-gram mini skeins that I did. They're about 35 meters in a mini skein, I think, 35, 36 around there somewhere. And I was asked a lot what I can make with these. So one of the things that I'm doing here is, because there's always wastage when I make mini skeins, because I want your skeins to be the perfect weight, I may end up with that is what's in this one? This one's 20 grams. When I was making up more mini packs, I didn't want to make up more super mini packs. But then there's this one that's like 8 grams, 9 grams. And, a little bit leftovers, all these little leftover bits after making all the super minis. And the minis, this one was left over after minis. But this is a super mini. So what I wanted to show you is, do you guys remember a few weeks ago when I was doing that mitered square? One of the things I wanted to use it for was all the colours that I've dyed, just so that I've got like a visual representation of the colours I've made. But it is one of those things where you get these little bits and you're like, what am I going to do with it? So I made this guy, which is very, very bright there. Let's see if we can go into our double camera. So there we go. So this is our guy here. And I actually, believe it or not, I finished some squares a little while ago. So that's the original square that I did, all blocked up, all gorgeous already. As you can see, it's a fair bit bigger than these guys. One of the problems that I had was that we were discussing it during a live stream was picking up the stitches. I'm really not good at picking up stitches. It's a real failing that I have. And it was bugging me. And then Kim Spanner Chick suggested, why not do a provisional cast on? Now, there were two problems with this square. There were two. So the first problem was the picking up the stitches, which I hate a lot. The second problem was, sorry, I just get that Logitech mouse out. Logitech, not a sponsor. Oh, how I wish they were. But the other problem was, in all the reading I'd done from my miter squares, because this is my very first miter square I've ever done, it was just like, do however many stitches you want and go back from there. Now, the pattern that I used for this, they had a specific stitch count. And I didn't realize how important that stitch count was until I started trying to join them up and they weren't meeting in the middle. So, I mean, I'm still a bit loose in the middle here, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull some stitches and tack it down. The next square will be better, trust me. I thought about pulling it out and then I cried and then I decided not to. Because I've already pulled it out once. So I decided to read the instructions for the actual blanket that I was doing. And the instructions had 150 stitches per square, because this is like 4 squares makes a whole blanket. So it's 150 stitches per square in worsted weight. And I did 60 stitches, which brought me down to 30 on each side. But what I needed was an odd number on each side. So what I did was I brought it down to 50 stitches, so there's 25 on each side. With the provisional cast on, it's so much easier, even having to pull it back and hello Logitech mouse, you keep just sneaking in, don't you? Even having to pull it back and do it again, I still felt like I did this way faster. Part of it is possibly because I've done this a few times now and I've kind of got the pattern in my head. And so, yeah, I wanted to try that. Anyway, I've just realised the chat wasn't on my screen, so I want to, bring the chat back up. There we go. Allison's in the chat, but she's very smoky, guys, in Sydney. Bob, hey, how you going? Massive parcel shipped to you yesterday, honey. Jackie, huge parcel shipped to you yesterday as well. So I'm really loving how it's looking. Adobe Design's new Bantam shawl would look great in the Fibrific minis. Absolutely it does. I'm working on one quietly, using the Lake and Pink sets. I think it's Lake Greys and Pinks that I'm using, and then the Violetish is my main. We could have been talking about you and you wouldn't have even known. Exactly, until I scroll back, honestly, until I scroll back, which I would have. Spanner Chick saying that Adobe has a few patterns that are great for minis. There's so many patterns out there that are great for minis. Another great designer who's doing some great work with minis is Amber O'Brien, with her gorgeous Advent range that she brings out each year. Guys, I've just remembered something. I have got a giveaway. Control C. I've got to put the code in the chat. So mods, grab a copy of that. So that's our live giveaway. It is the reversible Listato cowl. It's a knit project. We've done a couple of crochets, so it's time for a knit one. It is this month's Mystery Lace Club pattern. Now, for those of you that go, I'm already in the Mystery Lace Club, I don't need to enter. I was having a think this morning, as I do, on my way home from Bunnings, from picking up extra batteries for my microphone. That what if you guys got to do for someone that I do for you guys every month, which is pick a pattern and pick some yarn and wrap it up and give it as a gift. So if you already if you're already in the Mystery Lace Club, enter the competition. Jump in. Sorry, I need a drink of water. And also go in and find a skein of yarn or a couple of skeins of yarn that would work to make the Listato cowl for a friend and then gift it to a friend. Anyway, it was just an idea I had. I mean, you could always just give them the code as a gift and let them sort out their own yarn. But I was thinking it could be nice. Did I get a sausage sandwich at Bunnings? No, I did not, because weekday Bunnings at my local, there are no sausage sandwiches. Leanne Behrens, good morning. Just a quick hello. She's shopping this morning. Leanne, are we going to see you tonight at Caffeinated Crafters? So just a reminder for everybody, Caffeinated Crafters is on the first and third Thursdays of the month. Today is the first Thursday of the month. There will not be a Caffeinated Crafters on the third Thursday of the month, and tonight we'll be sitting down and having a discussion about a little Christmas party that we want to have, which will be held on a Saturday, which will be pre-booking. Like, you have to book in with me and let me know you're going to come, because we're not going to do it IKEA, we're going to do it somewhere else. Sally's reminding everybody to hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Sally. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? Or afternoon or evening, or I'm not sure where you are, Teresa. Where are you? Spanish Chick says, mine has had them every time I've been during the week. Yeah, mine doesn't do it. Are you bringing my yarn? If you would like me to, Spanish Chick, I was planning on popping your yarn in the car. So the other thing that I like to do, Indiana, and it's evening. Well, hi from Australia, where it's morning, to Indiana, where it's evening. The other thing that I've been doing with my minis, because there's, believe it or not, enough yarn to do both, is I've been making little granny crochet squares as well. So the granny crochet squares, they are taking about 4 grams, I think. And these little dudes, these little mitered squares, are taking 3 grams. So with a mini, I can make one of these and one of these, no problems, because that's 10 grams. And so that's what I've been doing with all these little bits. So I've been doing little miters. I'm actually keeping this one. This is my first mitered square, and I loved it so much, I'm keeping it. Is that sad? I'm going to have to find something to do with it. Can we make like a little angel or something out of it? I don't know. If you've got any ideas of something I can do with this little square, could put a little, you know, something on. I don't know. I just want to keep it because it's my first. But I'm keeping that one. I didn't pull it out. I just knit up a new one. The others I pulled out and reused their yarn. So we've got our little squares and we've got our granny squares. Now this is I'm using Claire's granny square pattern. Her is a basic granny square, Claire, or beginner granny square. It's so sweet, and it makes a really even granny square. It's probably a bit hard to see in that color. There we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a 5 round granny square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just double checking. Yeah, 5 round granny squares. And then what I'm going to do eventually is, again, like this one here, I'm planning to do around the outside of each box in a grey. I'm going to be doing around each of these in a grey and then joining them together. So I'm going to have crochet blanket and a knit blanket using most of my colours. I'm not going to say all, but most of my colours. And even some of my little non-repeatables, that like this guy here, that I did try to repeat and I failed miserably at because I don't know how I did it. It was just splashings of dye in a pan, and I love it, but I just can't repeat it. But some of them I can get pretty close on. So if you manage to grab some mystery lace, if you manage to grab some little minis, you can join me in this little mini journey that I'm going on. So look, I've got all these little colours that I've already done. Now some of them I've run out of yarn, and look at that one. I love that one. Yeah, some of them I've run out of yarn on, so I'm waiting until I find, like, because they're repeatable colors. So look, I'm like missing just this one little like edge. Like, that's horrible. And where am I at? Oh, look at this one. This one here is missing this much. It's missing 2 shells. So that's disappointing. That one's all good. That one's done. This one was heaps short, but I'm still going to keep it just in case. There's probably enough in those short ones to make squares, but because like I've already got a square in that color, I could probably make a square in the pink instead. Lakes are repeatable. I'm sure I'll be able to get a few more meters of that. I'm going to steal it out of someone's skein, because I always overestimate my skeins. Everyone's skeins when they receive them are at least 103 grams, always. I never want to get that call of, hey, my skein was only 95 grams. I hate that. That really stresses me out. Bubba's saying the Battenberg crochet blanket uses 5 gram minis. Wow. Your mic has a slight echo today. Or maybe my speakers are weird. Can somebody else have a listen and see if am I echoey? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I am echoey. I don't know how to fix it, you guys. I'm sorry. I want to see that multi worked up. This one, you want to see this one worked up? Well, okay, I can do that. Just a little bit. Sorry, guys. It's the I ran out this morning and grabbed a new battery, so I didn't have time to really test it. Let me just see if there's something I can do about it. I do have some filters on, just to drop the what do you call it? Oh no, there's no filters on here. That's on the other microphone. Okay. I don't know how to fix it right now. I'm sorry. Filters. Let's have a look at what filter options we have. Is there something? No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not going to be able to work it out while I'm live. Okay, it sounds fine. It sounds okay. It's not like it's noticeable, but not annoying. Does that make sense? Because I hate bad audio so much. It's my pet peeve. Whoops, Chantel. See, this is also, this is like asking for trouble right here, because I don't have a ball winder handy, so I'm going to do this by hand. Sound in irritating, just different? Not irritating, just different. Okay, all right. Well, I can live with that. Can you guys live with it? I can live with different, but not irritating. We're going to wind a little ball. Just a little dodge ball. Hopefully, without trashing the skein. I would never do this with anything bigger. Honestly, not even a 25 gram mini. I would never open a skein without a Swift or another person or someone to hold it under tension, or a chair or something, whatever. There would have to be something else. So this is freaking me out, guys. I'm freaking out right now. But I'm doing it because you guys want to see this one worked up. You guys get to see how I wind a dodgeball as well. Like, this is what I do if I know it doesn't need to store and it doesn't need to travel. It's just a little dodgy, like, like it's not in a skein to work it. It's sort of in a ball-ish. I don't even have a Nostopini handy or even a Nico that I could use. So if you don't have Nostopinis, wooden spoons, fat pens, anything works. But I don't have anything handy because I did not plan this. Look, I've got like 11 million balls here waiting to be used. And I've come with the one that wasn't wound. Okay, Chantel. Oh dear. Do you prefer the chain or foundation single crochet? Look, I love the idea of the foundation single crochet, but I tend to chain, actually, because I do love the idea of it. Stacey says she always puts it over my knees. Stacey, I'm going to be really honest. There's no way this one would fit over my knees. It's too little. It's only a 1 meter skein, and my knees are definitely more than a meter, even one. 25 mil knitting needles. Yeah, 25 mil knitting needle will do it. Again, don't have one out here in the shed. You know, if you did it off camera, it would be fine, but because you're live, it will go wrong. Oh, thank you. That's great to know. Kim finds it hard to count the foundation single crochets as she goes. Let me have a look here. Sorry, not sorry. Good job. Yeah. Lindsay says that she can't do the foundation well. She has trouble with the tension. I think that would be like the case with anything new. You've just got to practice and give it time. But because we're all so comfortable with chains, we're just like, yeah, nah, I'm not going to do that. I could just do it the other way. But I understand why it was created, because sometimes working into chains sucks. I'm working on a project at the moment, which I'm not going to go into too much detail about, but I have to work into 2 chains on both sides of the chain. It's a bit of a tapestry crochet project, so there's a lot of yarn to hold on to, and it's just a bit of a nightmare. All right, we're nearly there. And then we're going to crochet up a granny square. Claire has said that we're allowed to use her pattern while we're live. Can someone pop a link up for Claire's pattern, please? Claire also has an instructional video on how to do it. So I'm not going to do an instructional, I'm just going to do it, if that makes sense. So I'm allowed to do it live on camera, but I'm not going to do a tutorial. Does that make sense? That makes sense. No tutorial, just doing it. Foundation chains are a little stretchier. Yeah, they're really good for necklines. Doris Chan used to use a lot of foundation chains in her, which book was it? Everyday Crochet, I think it was. Thank you guys for popping that in there. I appreciate that. So you can either watch the video tutorial or you can go to Claire's website and grab the written pattern from there. You don't even need to download it. Claire has like an excellent service where you can have it open on the screen and scroll through the pattern. Oh, here we go. Look, we're getting to the, hang on. We're getting to the pointy end where I could screw it up. Can't talk right now. I'm sorry. I don't want to wreck it. And then Claire's popping in, Bob Wilson 123 is popping in some Join As She Goes stuff, which is awesome, which I'm not doing. I'm totally not doing that. Not yet. I will do a whole pile of coloured squares, and then I will go back and I will put the grey edgings around a whole pile, and then I'll do the Join As She Goes when I'm up to the grey edging section. Get off that, you. We're nearly there. So, have you all entered the prize for the List Starter Cow pattern? And did anybody write what they were working on? I was not looking, and now I feel bad because you may have all written what you were working on. And I remembered seeing someone's working on something, and I've forgotten what it was already, because now my brain is into hyper stress mode because I'm doing. Whose idea was it to do? I bet it was Kim's. It was Kim's idea, wasn't it? Hey, Holly Anderson, welcome to the chat. Oh no, I'm slow with finding links. It's okay. You don't have to worry about that. Generally, I do mean Kim. I know she's got her laptop out and she's like serious, like, I wouldn't be surprised if she's got cut and pastes, like a list of cut and paste, which is when I'm modding for people. If I'm modding for a person I'm used to modding for, I've got like a little document open that's got their website, their Patreon, anything that I think they might talk about there, so that I can just Control-C, Control-V straight into the chat. But that's me, and I'm probably a little over the top about it. Sometimes Claire would send me on little goose hunts to look for a pattern that I didn't know we needed. That would be fun, because Claire's only got about 1 million patterns. Claire, how many patterns do you have up on your website at the moment? Like, it feels like there's millions. It really does. I'm going to crochet a cotton top with foundation ovals top down from the neckline. Good job. I found the B-hooked YouTube lady yesterday, and she has a tutorial on foundation with different stitches. Going to try them today. Yeah, you can do it with any stitch. Like, that's the thing. A lot of people use it for a foundation treble, but you don't have to do it with a double crochet for you girls in the US. But you don't have to do it with a treble. You can do it with anything. Oh, thank you guys. It's been half an hour already. Oh my gosh, it really has. Okay. So we've got our face cam back up. Let me just double check it came back up. Yeah, because I'm covering it with my chat so that the chat's closest so I can read it easier. But I have it. Okay. And funnily enough, I have a hook even. So now that you guys are watching me, I'm probably going to screw this up. So just bear with while I, go through the counting phase. Talk amongst yourselves. Pop in lots and lots of comments. Alison says, you got me hooked on the Despina shawl, so I'm making one for myself for Christmas. I am glad. That pattern is so nice to work with. I love it. I do recommend really keeping an eye on the beginnings and ends of the rows especially, and absolutely use your markers for sure. They would be my bits of advice. Rose City roller socks and a between the lines crochet shawl with the Scapies cotton. Nice. Oh, guys, I bought my first whirl. I've never bought one before. So I bought my first whirl. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet, but I definitely bought it. So that 1, 2, 3, 4. A chain. Pull it tight. Work into the thing. Into the chain. There we go. All right. So I've noticed that some people, or some pattern writers, when they're doing their grannies, have the slip stitch across to the next space, and some just sneaky crochet into that last one, and you end up with sort of like a tight section. What do you guys prefer? Kim says you should show your craft show swag. I was thinking about it, but it's inside. I'm not going to go all the way in and get it. Bub says I had to have 2 whirls. I was looking at 2 and I was like, oh, but I was very good. I was very good and did not. Oh, hang on a second. See, I'm talking and I missed a whoosie what's. I'm going back. I got to get the corner in. Why didn't you pick up on that, Claire? It's probably because it's so small you guys can't see it yet. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so sorry. So do you guys do the slip stitches in your granny squares, or do you just sneaky push it into the row, or do you have another way that you go? Like, I'm not even going to mention how you join it different ways. And no, I'm just doing a single colour, so there's no colour changing. Kerry says I've started an asymmetrical shawl in a whirl. Wow. Bub only has 10 rows to go. That's brilliant. Whirls are gorgeous, which is why you should do gradients. Exactly right. Lindsay, have you and Kim been talking behind my back? Gradients are coming, guys. I'm going to be working on them over the break. So speaking of a break, there'll be a break in January. I'll only be live streaming every second week in January, not every week. And it's just so that me and my family can organise some stuff. My husband's taking time off work. My daughter's home from school. So while we're not actually going to be going away on a big holiday or anything as such, we want to have the freedom just to do some things with ourselves. So there'll be some downtime. Then all that sort of stuff will be up on the website. The website will stay open. There won't be a shutdown, but there will be notification that shipping days are not daily or even twice weekly. It'll be, if someone pops in an express order, I'm sure I could manage to come out and pack an order. But other than that, it would be every few days or even once a week. What happened about that special guest die stream? Well, we're still trying to organise a date. So, and then also it's ridiculously hot here. I know some of the guys, a lot of you in the US are freezing, and a lot of you in the southern states are freezing, but we're having 40-degree days here. So it's too hot to do any dyeing. There'll be no dye stream next week because of the temperatures it looks like we're going to be getting. It's not a good idea to stand in the heat of the patio over boiling pots of water in the heat and then not expect to be unwell. So there'll be less and less dyeing happening over these hotter months. Sort of as we need yarn, we'll definitely dye it up, but there'll be no special extra dyes. But yeah, dye streams and guest dye streams will still be happening. We've actually still got to do the giveaway for Kylie's yarn. It's still here. We still have, no one's missed out. We just haven't done it yet. Natalie says my stream is very glitchy today. Might pop in later when the son is not using the internet and watch the replay. I understand that. I've got Abby is home from school already. Luckily for us though, she's at a friend's house today, so she is not sucking up our interwebs. But yeah, it's so hot. Aircon is a must. Oh, absolutely, it's a must. I've got the aircon's on in the house at the moment, even though I'm out here, which I feel a little guilty about. But if I turned it off while I was out here and then turned it back on, the house would be so hot for so long, it would be gross. Did you guys see in the Fibrific Fun Zone that Lindsay has posted some photos of her using the pink lilies? And the colours are coming up amazing in the pattern that she's chosen. It's so gorgeous. You have to check it out. She's popped it into the Fibrific Fun Zone. And Bub, that's a pretty good indication of because Bub picked up some pink lilies, for you to have a little look at how it works up, and I think you'll be very happy. I can come next week and be a special guest, says Spanichick, and she's doing the gypsy shawl. That's it. I couldn't remember the name of the pattern. And I think we're sold out of pink lilies now. So that was a limited colour. We do have some of the other limited colours still available, which you guys, I'm actually very surprised about some of these limited colours that are still available. Like Skull Candy is still here, which shocks me. It's one of those ones that I thought that everyone would be like, you know, surprised. Bub says no aircon here as we only have solar power. Oh no, I've got solar power, which makes my aircon affordable, but I don't only have solar power. Does that make sense? Lindsay says, I'm hoping to have a little left to knit a sample as well. I'm doing a rectangle wrap instead of a triangle. Oh, nice. I think it's going to be lovely. It's looking gorgeous. Have we? No, we have not, Jackie. I was just talking about that before. We've still got the yarns here to do the Kylie giveaway. I'll have to talk to Kylie about that. This weekend was a frazzle weekend, right? And the decision to make the extra minis to put up on the website after we thought we'd sold out of the others meant that I had to do more mini photographing, which I was not happy with. A lot of the photos, some of them came out great, some of them didn't, and I was not happy with some of them, and it was really messing with me a little bit. Like, I've really got to go and learn photography because it's not my strong suit, and I was getting very frustrated with myself. So on the Saturday night, so I dyed them up Friday night. I had to let them dry all day Saturday, and then Saturday night I made the minis, and then we dyed them. Then we took the photos of the extra minis, but I changed my setup here, which I'm not sure if you've noticed, but we've got a white thing under us now instead of just the bare wood. I personally love the bare wood, but the cameras don't. And I didn't realize how big an issue it was playing until I was trying to get a shot of, I think it's Lake. Lake's one of these, well, this is Maureen, it's the dark lake. It's one of these colours it's really hard to get a good photo of, but it's just really tricky because like it's looking grayer than it is. It's like it's a dark teal. It's beautiful. But anyway, I really struggle to get the colours to show up properly. Anyway, so after messing around for ages on the Saturday night, I ended up getting some photos I was really happy with and just having the better white balance, and I changed where I set my lights up. Just made a huge difference. And that was one of the issues I was having with Kylie's yarn, was trying to get good photos of it. And now I feel like I can get good photos of it, which is kind of really the only reason why it was being held up, is because I hadn't taken photos. So, which feels really dumb. Bob Wilson said, oh, Dark Lake, is that new? So Maureen came out a few months ago. So we've got a lake pack, which is, so that's Maureen there. And this is Lake. So it's just a few tones difference. And then we've also got one that's lighter again called Louise. So we've got this range, and then we've got the Moran and the Koala. This one will actually look a lot better knitted up than it does crocheted up. It was actually dyed to make cheeky, easy self-striping socks. So that one will work better, but I still think it worked crocheted personally. I was pretty happy with like how we got like little sections. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. Right click the link. Thank you, Sally, for reminding everybody. That giveaway will be drawn today during a live stream, around sort of towards the end of the stream. Isn't a fringe just spread out tassels? Yeah. I haven't decided between a fringe or tassels. We'll see what I have left after the size I want. Yeah, that's always the way to work it out, is how much yarn do I have left. Or you could put your table outside in the shade and use more natural light. It makes it easier for photos. Joss, I tend to take a lot of my photos at night because I'm normally doing other stuff during the day, and then it's like after I've fed the family and got everyone settled down, I come out here at around 9 o'clock and start doing photos. So that's the problem there. Bob Wilson saying, I missed so much by having time off and you've missed the chats. Well, I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad you had your time off, because sometimes we just need that. You just need to step back, evaluate and decide, what do I want? And if it's not what you want, then you've got to work out how to make it what you want, or move on. And you worked out how to make it what you want, and I'm glad that you're not moving on. So I'm glad you're here. Spanish Chick says my phone has a night mode. So does mine, but I don't normally take the shots for the website with my phone. Spanish Chick says that Bob Wilson has to binge watch all the things. Guys, look at these colors. Hang on, I'll get that out front underneath. That's coming up so cute. I really love that. And you can't see it very well. There we go. Man, I'm going to have to... I took photos of it in the pan so I can see where I laid the colors. I'm going to have to try again. I really like this, and I'm loving it crocheted. I wasn't sure I would love it crocheted. I've got this real thing about... not so much color pooling, but when you crochet stitches... I hate it when you just get one stitch in each color, but here we're getting a couple of stitches or little like pockets or little corners in each sort of color grouping. I love it. So I'm really enjoying this. So anyone who got a mini pack with this super cool crazy color, I even think there's a spare one in the super minis, which I don't think I put the super minis up on the website as individuals. I don't think I bothered. So I've got a little handful of super minis that didn't go into packs. One, two, three, four. One more row. Hang on, I can't talk and somehow I missed a stitch. See, and I can't leave it either. Some people I know can just leave it, but I only did two there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. That's dumb. That was stupid. Sally says, I take pics of the yarn of the pants so I know where I place the colours. Yeah, me too, all the time. It makes a huge difference. I mean, I may not be able to do it exactly the same. Actually, I can never do it exactly the same. But I can get it pretty close sometimes. So, yeah. Because there's no holes with knit, it seems to be less jarring to the eyes. Yeah, that could be it as well. Definitely. There'll be definitely enough of this after I finish this little mini to actually knit us up a square as well. So who knows, I might even be able to get that started. I mean, I'm not that fast, but we might be able to get it started. Lindsay says, I ordered so fast during the sale I had to go back and see what I ended up with after I got my order summary. Are you kidding me? I hope you got what you wanted, Lindsay. Kathy says, I'm listening to the ads. I haven't been able to see you since the time change in the US. Oh, Kathy, welcome to the chat. And thank you for listening to the ads. So if you are a Patreon member, please remember to just skip the ads. Your Patreon support well and truly makes up for any revenue I would make out of you watching an ad, even if you're on the $1 a month tier. That makes a huge difference, and watching the ads makes a huge difference as well. I know ads can be really frustrating, and you don't have to watch the whole ad. Like, you know, have you guys noticed that they're starting to put like 2 ads in, and it just seems like they're supposed to like go forever? You don't have to watch the whole ad. You can watch like, I think about 20 to 30 seconds is enough, which is still a big chunk of your life. Watching intentional ads that you know you could skip. I tend to start it and then walk off and make my cuppa and then come back. That's how I do it. If I'm watching with, I've got 2 different YouTube accounts. So one of them I've got YouTube Red on, and so, or YouTube Premium, so I don't have to watch the ads. Well, I just don't get served ads because my premium makes it so I don't do it. Whereas the other account, so my Fiberific account, it doesn't actually have premium. So if I'm watching something where I want to be able to comment as Fiberific, I watch the ad. It's that simple. Kathy says some of the ads are 2.5 minutes now. I know, it's so frustrating. You don't have to watch the whole 2.5 minutes. Lindsay says, I'm totally excited to get my package. I just couldn't remember what I picked because I looked at everything. Yeah, they do tend to blur together a little bit sometimes, don't they? Holly says, I've been getting ads that are 4.5 minutes long. Oh my gosh. Just tuned in to see my friend Bob Wilson. Hey, Sandra. I don't feel used at all. Just kidding. It's totally fine. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've had an ad served that the ad was like a 90-minute infomercial. No way was I watching that. No way, known to man. I watched 20 to 30 seconds and then I got on with my life. I got different ones and maybe guilted Chantel into dying more. Yeah, well, and it wasn't like, I don't want to blame Spanner Chick for this one. It was something that was already in my mind, was like, okay, they went really fast. People really wanted them, and I feel bad that there's not enough for everybody. And then when Spanner Chick suggested that I do more, I actually thought about, could like the logistics of it. Like, could I get them done in time for people to still get them on the sale? There's still a few there. For those of you wondering, they are normally $31 for a 4 mini pack. But I dropped them down to 25 so that with the 15% off, they came down to 21. They're currently still sitting there at 25. So there's still a few there from the second batch. So if you haven't had a look, you can go and check those out. I still haven't put the ones up from the first batch that I think didn't sell and that there was a system glitch. So I have to check those. I'm so nervous about not being able to find the pack because I'm going through PayPal, I'm going through my system, I'm looking everywhere to try and find where the if I've just missed the order, but I can't find anything so far. Spanner Chick has popped a link up for the mini packs. I don't believe there are any super mini packs left, so these little 10 gram skeins, they're gone, but we've got some of the sort of, here we go. This is the size of a 25 gram skein. So there's about 100 meters in there. So this one didn't go because there's a knot in it. So what a shame. I have to keep this beautiful color for myself. I obviously feel very guilty about it. I love it. And it was one that it was just like a crazy do it odd way. So yeah. Are you going to do more of the sock packs? I love having a toe and heel to coordinate the rest of the sock. I absolutely will, Lindsay. If you have any suggestions, my problem is coming up with packs. And if you've got any suggestions of colors that you want to see, let me know. And I will absolutely steal your ideas and put them up on the website. Because I can make minis of most things. And I actually have a few minis left after the sale, and yeah, I can go through and get that all sorted because I agree with you. I love having heel and toes. Shintami says yes, the guilt just jumps out. I think I've missed something. Oh, she totes blames me for so many things already. Look, I just blame you for the things that you deserve to be blamed for, really. So, um, yes, but you know, that one was already in the back of my head, so I can't really blame you for that. 1, 2, 3. We're nearly at the end of our little square. Look. Looks a bit crazy there, like all blown out and grey. It looks much better in real life. I'll take a photo of it and put it on Instagram. Maybe do that. Oops. Do it from the front there. There you go. I'd like to see solid socks with speckle heel toes. Yeah, that's a bit of the guilt about having to keep that knot skein. Absolutely. There's one single knot in it, and I'm totally keeping it because there's a knot. I'm okay with selling a skein of yarn that has a knot in it. If it's a full skein, like 100 grams, but a 25 gram skein with a knot just felt wrong. So, can you do a blackish with a deep red toe, or could you match the sugar skull with one of the speckle colors? I could absolutely do both. I've got a lovely cherry ripe colorway that we now have. Do I have any cherry ripe here? Hang on a second. As in the yarn, not as in the sweet. Hang on, there's a basket over here. I'm just gonna. Oh, let's see what we've got in here. See, look, we've got that's a cherry ripe, and we could put it with. I don't have any handy. We could do like the ready cherry ripe. That's two different versions that I've done. They were two separate skeins while I was testing it. So one's a bit paler than the other. With like a dark grey, like have you got any blacker or sarsaparilla? None of which I have handy, so I can't show you what it looks like. Can you, she didn't even mean me, but you blame me anyway. Absolutely, yeah. I just realised I've got top chat on, so I'm missing people's comments, guys. So if you're like me and have top chat, change it to live chat. If people are talking about like the Aussie dollar, I'm trying to work out why, and it was because someone actually asked about it. Is there still good shipping rates to the US? The shipping rates are not terrible. It depends on if you want tracking or not. There's not a huge difference between the tracking and not tracking. We had a little glitch in the system charging ridiculous shipping rates if you added a packet of blinglets, because I realized my little blinglets didn't have their weight in, which my system automatically gives something the weight of 100 grams if it doesn't have a specified weight, because I'd rather refund postage than try and go, oh, hey, your postage was wrong. So I fixed that problem now. But I think up to 500 grams is around 19 Australian dollars or 24 if you want it tracked. But if you're getting it shipped to the US, you are going to be loving the Australian dollar right now because it is tanked. Hit the thumbs up and listen to the ads. Hey, Christine, welcome to the chat. We're great. So, hang on. Oh, yeah, I just got to join this on, and then we are done. Where's my little, hang on, I want it through too. There we go, in there. Little scissors, snip. And we have our 5 round crazy color one. So that's how it looks crocheted up into a little granny square. So we're doing one of these, has been turned into a mini. I turned it into a little ball. We've gotten that out of it, and there's still this much left. So we're going to try and knit a little square out of it. I don't know if I can knit it on camera. Hang on. I don't know if I could do a provisional cast on live. We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Now don't forget we've got a, oh, what am I doing? I'm just like tangling it up. We're about to have, will that work? I need something light for the provisional cast on so it stands out. Oh, my brain just totally quit. I'm having some coffee. Hey Stacy, hey Christine. I didn't get the tracking last time and I had to pay a tariff once I got it. I would definitely do tracking next time. Kathy, I'm surprised you have to pay a tariff. I didn't realize you would have to. That's very fun, very tie-dye. It is very tie-dye, but it's also like bright. It's all the Halloween colors that we did. And then some of them blended in together. And so it's like, it is the colors that we had in here. So it's the same green and it's the same purple and it's the same blue. We've also got some of the pumpkin orange. So some of the pumpkin orange is in here as well. So that's our new rose pumpkin colorway that is now available, FYI. Actually, I don't know if it's on the website yet, but I have taken photos of it. So yeah, so that's how that's looking. Let's see if we can do a provisional cast on camera with squiggly yarn. Like let's put all the hard things in. Let's do it with squiggly yarn. Oh, no, I want it on the hook. Gosh, I don't do provisional cast-ons very often. This is probably stupid. I'm doing something very dumb here. I'm waiting to see if I get hit for GST when I get my order from Good Loops. Oh, of course. I thought I could be wrong. I've never had to pay a tariff before. I think they just pick something arbitrarily. Oh, well, that's great. Now I want to go around and over and bring it through. I always struggle with the first one. Get off my water cup, you stinking fly. Sorry, I'm a flyist. I can deal with many things in my life. I can't deal with flies on my stuff. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it while you're watching. Not nicely, anyway. There we go. I got the swing. Hey, Kathleen Hanson. So don't forget, guys, we've got a pattern code raffle thing giveaway happening. If someone can pop the link up, it is for Laura Nelkin's reversible Listato cowl, which is this month's Mystery Lace Club pattern. If you are a Mystery Lace Club member, still consider joining. You can always gift it to somebody and make them your own little mini Mystery Lace Club pack. Give them find some beautiful yarn that you think would work with it and go from there. Oh, this is a train wreck. How are you guys not screeching while I'm doing this? Get back in there. Bob Wilson says, I've never seen that cast on before. It looks interesting. Claire, what it means is that I can, because I'll knit onto it with a different color, and then at the end of when I finish knitting, I can actually just undo this cast on from the other end, and it'll all be live stitches for me to pick up. So and that's how I'm doing. I've lost my squares. There they are. And that's how we're getting sort of, don't look too closely at the middle, guys. I'm trying to pick colors that stand out. That's how we get this beautiful, because my pickup stitches are bad, but when I do this, when I do it's just literally picking up the opposite end of the live stitch. So it's like you're just knitting on rather than picking up stitches. And then there's no seam at the back either. There's just the color, but there's no like line of stitches from where I pick up badly. So this is instead of picking up stitches. If you are a legend stitch picker-upper, unlike me, then totally do what the pattern says and just pick up the stitches. But I am terrible at picking up stitches, so I don't, if I can avoid it. This doesn't always work for everything. And I did find that because I only pick up sort of half for each thing, I do have to pop them onto waste yarn once, like half of them goes onto waste yarn. Does that make sense? How many stitches have I got? Is anyone counting for me? No? Ah, dang. I have to count for myself as well. I do everything, you guys. Are your fires controlled now? The ones that are local to me are, but there's still plenty around the country that are not. Jackie says, yeah, there's a lot of fires still burning, absolutely. I didn't know there were tariffs to the US. I get stuff from the UK all the time and a few orders from Chantal. Yeah, I've never had anyone, I think for big items for sure, but not for little, like, you know, a couple of $100 orders. I've never seen anyone crochet stitches onto knitting needles. So does this cast on use a long tail? No, it doesn't. You just start it at the start. Like you just do a slip knot and put it on your hook like you're going to crochet, and then just start going. There's heaps of tutorials online how to do it. I'm still learning how to do it. This is not my, obviously I'm not very comfortable with it. I'm getting better with it, but I'm still not there. I'm not comfortable enough to teach you. But basically it is a provisional cast on using a crochet hook. So there's a few provisional cast ons out there, but this one uses a crochet hook, which I'm happy to do. And what you do is you use some waste yarn in a nice contrasting colour so that you can spot it quite easily at the end. So I'm just going to have a quick count, which is what I was going to do before and then didn't do. See how many stitches I've got. So bear with. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40, 2, 3. So I need 7 more. So I want 50 stitches. So wrap it, and pull it, wrap it, and pull it. 3. Oops, that's just going to be a chain, wrap it, and then pull it. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then I just double count again just to make sure I didn't screw it up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 6, 8, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 50. Yes. And then what you do, once you've got your desired number of stitches, is you actually just do a few chains. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then cut it off and end it off. And now what this means is we can undo these stitches later. So we'll get a nice little provisional edge. We can ditch that. We can pick up the colour we're going to work on and go from there. Oh, face cam, thank you. She hasn't even looked at the chat. No, I'm sorry. I was counting and I was doing a thing I'm not comfortable with. I'm sorry. Face cam's come back on. Oh my gosh, it was off for ages, you guys. I'm sorry. I need to move the chat because it covers the face cam on my thing. It's not stretchy at all though. Well, no, but this isn't that stretchy, but I'd rather pick up stitches and 3 needle cast off than sew something together. I've done 5 blankets that way. Yeah, but see, I'm not casting off. I'm actually, what I'm doing is you do a couple of these, you do 2 of them with this provisional cast on, but then you pick up the stitches and you knit the others directly onto it. So it's not so much just creating an edge. I'm still going to have to pick up the stitches around the edges to do the next bit, which I'm not looking forward to, let me tell you. But at least this bit's nice. Mostly, just don't look in the middle. Excuse me. Sorry about the face cam, guys. Intense concentration. That's exactly right, Bub. It was intense concentration because it was something I'm not comfortable with. Pop that out of the way. Get some of these out of the way. There's so many things out right now. Put them there. There's some more. Okay. Right. Now I know that, and then you just go with from your pattern. So that's your cast on row. And what I've been doing is just basically going exactly with what the pattern says. Like, so for me, my first row is a purl row. So I just purl all these stitches. So I don't, oops. Try not to poke the yarn or destroy it or anything. Just give me a minute. My first stitch is always hard. Okay, pull that. Alrighty, I think I can talk. No, not yet. Give me a second. There we go, there's a couple of stitches. Alright, now I can talk. Okay. You can use it as a cast on without removing it if you just want a nice solid edge. Absolutely. So you could do it in the color of your yarn as well. Like I use it because I want to be able to remove it, but you can totally use this cast on and just leave it there. You just don't do the extra chains at the end. But I want to be able to remove it. So yeah. It's good for joining cows as well. Yeah, it's good for so many things. It's the advantage of the provisional cast on. The paper and my hook and my needle cables here are driving me insane. Let's see if I just do this, if that makes a difference. And then it matches your cast off as well. Well, it could do, absolutely. There we go. That's less noisy. It's still a little noisy, but nowhere near what it was. Oh, wow. This looks amazing knitted. I think this color definitely wants to be knitted more than crocheted, but won't you lose your stitches when you remove that cast on? I remove it very slowly and pick the stitches up as I go. So I have the needle there waiting and, like, you know, undo the end, pull back a couple of stitches, pop them onto a needle, pull back the next couple of stitches, pop them onto the needle. I don't just pull the whole thing out and then hope to pick up all the stitches, because that never works for me, like, ever, which is why I'm scared of steeking, because it's just like choppity chop chop chop, and that terrifying. So yeah, so it's coming along. It looks nice. It looks like a little rainbow knitted up. Definitely better knitted than crocheted. And some colorways are better knitted than crocheted, and some are better crocheted than knitted. That's why I was talking about gauge swatches with hand dyed yarns, because some of them make a huge difference. Like, let me just get to the end of this row and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. And I'm at the end. All right. So see this one here? This one looks just as good knitted as it does crochet. Let's just move some things out of the way here. I personally think it looks great done both ways. What do you think? Just move the chat out of the way so I can see what's going on. So it works both, right? And same with the semi-solids, and same with the this one, this colorway here. It works both knitted and crocheted as well. And while this is very cool, I think it's actually going to come up nicer crocheted, knitted, I should say. So, oh, let's put that one back. All right, now I have to have a stitch marker. Hang on, I didn't bring any bling ones out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, and 5. All right, and because it's mitre square, you got to know where the middle is. Get that tongue in the right spot. Am I the only one whose tongue has to be in the right spot for stuff to do? Here we are. You don't have to. Oh yeah, there we go. It looks. I prefer the. Bob Wilson prefers the crochet. For this one, yeah. Check the basket behind you. It's no. The basket's in the house. There's no basket there with blinglets, but that's okay. I think there's one on the floor, believe it or not, but that's right. This stitch marker will work just fine for now, and especially for now because I needed to open it. Okay, so luckily I know the first few rows of this pattern off by heart, so I can do a few rows before I go back to doing some crochet. So yeah, so I've got projects that I'm working on for Christmas that I can't do here because, I mean, one of them I probably could get away with no problems, but knowing my luck, there's always blingles on the floor. Knowing my luck, that would be the one time this person actually ever watches my YouTube channel, and they'd be like, "Ooh, who is that for?" 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on, I've just got to do some decreasing. So have you guys started watching Christmas movies yet? Because I've been torturing my family going, Christmas movies. Dun, 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 dun. Now I've got to get this thing off again. Hang on. Now it's just going to be a normal stitch mark, where I would totally use a blinglet if I had one handy because it's smaller and it's better. But I do like the little sheeps anyway. So yeah. Dun, 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 dun. So we can do, I can do up to row 5, I think, before my brain's telling me I can do up to row 5 before I have to worry. Don't forget to bring the fabric tonight so I can get your bag started. Oh, good. Thank you for the reminder. Are there none on the computer desk? This desk gets completely emptied every day, so there's none here. I've started watching one a night. Me too, Joss. Me too. The blinglets are better because they've got both our DNA. Yeah. Yes, there are some good ones on Netflix. There are some good ones on Netflix. There's also some good ones on Disney, which is cool. Chintama says, I don't like them. All the incessant music in the shopping centres at this time of the year. Yeah, I don't mind it now. Now that it's December, I can bear with it. When it was November, I was grumpy. But now December is here. It can be Christmas now. It's allowed. It's totally allowed. The desk you normally have the laptop of to your left. Look, there's probably blinglets over there. I mean, that's a pretty good chance there is some blinglets handy. Kath says, I want to learn to knit socks, but I need to relearn how to knit. I haven't knit since my daughter was born 30 years ago. Might be a good time, might be a good time to learn continental knitting. I happen to know someone who has some videos out and has a step-by-step sock tutorial on their YouTube channel. Says Chantel of Fibrific. Hang on, I pulled a stitch and I need to fix it. Beep. There we go. Now, the one thing I've noticed with the provisional cast on is your first couple of stitches just are a little baggy, and you just got to give them a little gentle tug when you work through them. It stops after a couple of rows, but for the first few rows, you've got to go in and fix it up. Okay, I can figure out the provincial cast on. What would be a great easy first knit project? Not that I need to learn the rest. Look, I'm always a fan of face washes for a first knit project, because get yourself some nice cotton or some nice bamboo and make yourself a luxury face washer, because it doesn't matter if you drop stitches, it doesn't matter about any tension stuff, it'll still be a beautiful face washer for you to use. And cotton and bamboo face washes feel amazing. Spanish Chick says you don't need to learn the provisional cast on unless you are doing a project that requires it to work from both sides. Exactly right. So the provisional cast on is not necessary for any beginner projects. You can just do any cast on, really. Even a knit cast on would work. Yeah, so I would definitely go in and have a look and find a face washer pattern and just do whatever cast on they suggest. And there's so many YouTube videos for different cast ons that you can sit down and you can pause it and you can work through it. And I mean, you guys know, you're here, you're on YouTube, you know the benefits. So yeah, Very Pink Knits has a shaker dishcloth pattern that uses a cast on. It's a pretty easy pattern. Are you purling? Yes, I'm purling. Yes, I am purling. This is how I purl. I know the stitches are very small, you guys. I could probably try and zoom in a bit more, but it might get a bit grainy. Did you guys want me to try and zoom in a little bit? We've got Mystery Lace Club is going out before Christmas. So if you want to join the Mystery Lace Club, you will get the January box now. The December box is closed. But if you want to get into the January box, you need to sign up before the 20th of December. Oh, look, and you can totally use the provisional cast on if you're not going to pick up stitches as well. Like, if you just want to do it, just do it in the same yarn that you're doing and don't undo it at the end. Just leave it there. It sits there as a nice little cast on edge, and it'll be fine. So just use a slightly bigger hook than your needle that you want it to go on, and go from there. So I used a 3mm hook, and I think I'm working on 275mm needles, or something like that. 275mm. So 3mm hook, 270. So just a dash up is what you want. It's more trying to work out on the angle. Oh, sorry. It's because I've got it. It's because I'm hugging it to myself. Sorry. I'll try and do this so that you can at least see what I'm doing. Sorry about that. I'm not even thinking. I'm just, knitting. Just, oh no, that one has to stay because I've got to use it for a decrease. Hang on, sorry guys, I can't talk while I decrease. It works out. It's like watching a live knitting tutorial. If I was doing a tutorial, I would probably use bigger yarn and bigger needles. As it's been mentioned in some of my other videos, how useless it is doing tutorials in small yarn and small needles, even if it's, I've had cameras set up right here, so you're like sitting there, and I've still had people make less than nice comments when I'm using. So this is my most comfortable yarn for me to use. I'm a 4-ply knitter. I love a nice sock weight. And I feel a bit unco when I'm using your 8 plies and things like that because I don't use it very often. I just went to mark my pattern, but I have no pattern here. Knitting tutorial. Sorry, did I say crochet? I meant knitting. So that's right. So we're up to row 5, and row 5 is a knit row. So yeah, so I'm doing this little, see this little ridge now? If you can see the little ridge there, that's where I'm up to. I'm making the ridge. Making the ridge. We should totally have a Making the Ridge song. Just so, oops, I'm doing it again. I taught myself to knit years ago. But it takes coordinations of both hands, and I don't really use left hand. It's a boss. What? I'm confused. So I continental knit, which makes it feel more like crocheting to me, because when I crochet, it's the same. I could use a hook, I could use my needle, and it's the same. I'm picking the stitches off like I would if it was a hook. And that's why I continental knit. I didn't used to continental knit. It was not the first knitting I learned how to do. But since I learned how to do it, I've been really happy. I know it's not for everybody, and some people, even crocheters, aren't comfortable with continental knitting, but that's why there's so many different ways to do things. There's so many different styles of knitting. Portuguese knitting is something I've been interested in learning, which I have not gotten around to yet, but that's another interesting way. But continental knitting really just works, especially if you're very much used to crocheting. Sally says, I have to watch the Knitting for Lefty tutorials. I get a little confused watching the normal way. Oh, sorry. I should probably do it the other way sometimes for you guys, for you lefties. I can knit and crochet left and right-handed. It was something we had to learn how to do for our Craft Yarn Council instructors programs. And not just tell people they have to sit opposite you, but actually do it their way. So that was pretty cool. I'm not sure if you can quite see how it's coming out yet. It's cute. It's definitely cute. We'll see. We'll do a bit more. We'll do a bit more. I remember row 6, so let's go for row 6. So and then after that, I will put this aside and we'll jump on and just do some more crochet ones, because otherwise I will get to a point where I've screwed up the pattern, if that makes sense. It's quite a different way of purling. Norwegian is the only way I find it. There's a few different ways to continental purl. I do the way where you bend your finger. I've got a friend who does the other way where you don't bend the finger, and it looks amazing. And there are times when I've been like doing a lot of purling where my finger hurts and I'm just like, I wish I didn't have to bend it. And I've tried to remind myself that I don't have to do it that way, but my pearls always end up just that little bit too baggy. and so it creates like a ridge in my knitting. So I tend to just go back to the way I know. But again, it's like anything. If I just gave myself the opportunity to learn, then it would be fine. So this is row 6. Sorry, I'm telling myself so that when I look back on the video, I know where I'm up to, because I don't even have a pen to write down. All right, my lovelies, I am going to be drawing our raffle soon. So it is now closed. No more entries are available for it. For the prize of the Listato, reversible Listato cowl from Laura Nelkin. I go between Portuguese and Continental. Oh, there you go. Spanish says, I learned English knitting at high school, but never really mastered it. When I taught myself again a few years ago, I went straight to Continental. Yeah. All right, I've got a purl row. So when you're purling, when I purl, I put the needle in, pop the finger down to pull it down to give it some tension. I know I'm pretty far away. But there's ways to do it where you actually wrap it around. I can't do it. You wrap the needle around, but I get no tension, so I've got to use my finger. I'm sure I could get it eventually doing it, and so you sort of scoop and wrap and pull it back through. No, I can't. Sorry, guys, but there are other ways to purl Continental than what I do. There's other ways to do every Continental stitch than what I do. This is just how I do it, that I find most comfortable and most convenient. Nick Girl says, I'm unco with Continental, I'm a thrower. Absolutely do it. Do whatever suits you. That's what I'm saying. Is Continental's a good first step if you've only been a crocheter before, or it's been a long time and you've only been crocheting for a long time. It's a good sort of gateway to work it out if it works for you. And if it doesn't, just you know, be a thrower. But I struggle now. The advantage when you're doing color work, if you can Continental, you can actually have you can Continental with one thing, like you can have your colors and one can be thrown and one can be Continental, and it makes it easy to control, or at least it does for me anyway. When we went to Bendy, we worked out Di Wench's a throwing Continental. Absolutely, yeah, because we were watching her knit and it was just like, oh wow, okay. Okay, so that was row 7. I'm going to do row 8 because row 6, 7 and 8 are like a little group. And that way I know where I'm up to. And then we'll go into drawing our raffle. So bear with. I'm trying to go through them quick. It also means we've got a little bit of fabric here. We can have a look at the colours. But I'll finish this one off this afternoon and get a photo up on Instagram so we can have a look of what our mini turned into. I just want to check that. Oops. So I need to do that, and then slip, knit, slip that. This green looks so good with this purple and with this orange. Ah, it's so good. I'm a bit biased though, right? Because I dyed the colours. All right, we're nearly at the end. We're nearly there. Whoops, I've lost my yarn. Come back, yarn. Only a few more stitches to go. Can you guys hear my neighbour revving his car? It's so annoying. He's been crashing around all day there today. All right. That's it. That's what we're going to do on camera here. I'll bring it over onto the cable so we can... So it's going to turn into a little square. So what I'll do is this, that, and the little ball. And we'll take a little photo if we can. Go away. Go. I want a camera. No, not Instagram. The camera. Oh my God, you're the worst. There we go. Oh, that's terrifying. Okay. Hang on. There's other things in the shot. Can't bear it. Can't bear it. There we go. We can put the hook in. The hook can be in the shot. All right. There we go. Bam. Oh, it was on video. Stop that. Oh my God. This is like a comedy of errors photo. There we go. All right, that's done. Oh, goodness me, you guys. Lucky you're not here for the professionalism, because you'd just be disappointed, right? Okay, yeah, it was a bit of a selfie. You need to finish that tonight. Yeah, I'll finish that this afternoon. All right, excuse me. I'm going to move some of this stuff aside. Get in there. Just move, because I need this. I want to go like this. So profesh, absolutely. All the professionalism. I love the feeling of knit, the look. I just think I do the physical ability of the time. Yeah, look, I honestly think some things lend themselves better to be knitted. Some things lend themselves better to be crocheted. And if we've got all the tools in our chest, then we can do whatever we want. Yeah, it does. It drapes nicer and it's thinner. So especially here in Queensland, if you want to make yourself like a little cardigan, you could use like a lace weight yarn and make yourself a really nice little light cardigan, so that when there's just that cool breeze, it's heavy enough for that without making you swelter. Okay, so I'm jumping into our Social Man website, which is where our draws take place. Apparently I can't type. So there we go. Let's jump in. Let's hope it does not crash and burn us. So we've got to do 2 draws. So the first draw we're doing is for our Jenny King wagon wheel, which was our winner of oops. Oh, hang on. There we go. And I will have to look up the name because, of course, can I download? There we go. I'm downloading the winner list, so bear with me while that downloads. And then while that's happening there, so our winner of the Jenny King wagon wheel crochet blanket is Bub Curran. Bub, I will get you your code to you today. And then we also have our winner. So that was for watching the replay of last week's live stream. And now we're going to jump in and go and grab our winner for today's draw, which is the Listado cow from Laura Nelkin. And choose our winner. And that's Alison Keys. So congratulations to Alison, you've won the Listado cow. So I will get that down to you. I'll email you that, oops, I'll send you your code. Sorry, Alison. So there we go. We have our winners. What will happen is now we will have, in our replay, in the link, no, in the description box below, sorry words, in the description box below is a link for you to go in and join into the replay. I'll also pop it in the comments when I can, which I can't right now. But so if you want to come back and watch the replay, you can totally do that. And enter again and be drawn next week for our winner for it. So let's have a look. So congratulations to Alison and to Bub for winning those prizes. So yeah. So, and I'll get those emails out to you girls this afternoon. I'm going to start another colour in a crochet one. Because I've got to look at the pattern because there's like 40 odd rows and I don't want to mess that up. So I know where I'm up to with that one. So let's crochet another one. We've still got time. We've got time, right? Time's on our side. So this afternoon after we finish the live chat, I'll be packing some orders and getting some stuff out. Those of you waiting on Chow Goo, that should be here early next week. So that's cool as well. Oops, sorry, I'll bring it back under the camera. And then what else have we got going on? Then I'll be getting ready to go out for Caffeinated Crafters tonight. And I will have anyone who wants me to bring their orders, just send me a DM, let me know what you want me to do. And I'll do that for you. Yeah, yeah, we'll get it all sorted. We'll be all happy. Spanish Chick's waiting on Chagu. Absolutely, she is. There's a few of you who took advantage of some nice little discounts in the sale, which was great, which was the intended purpose, to get yourself some nice little bargains. So yeah, there we go. I'm just counting. I'm counting while I'm talking. I'm not very good at that, so I have to double check it because I get it wrong. Yeah, so we've got so much stuff happening. It's been a crazy week, and it's not getting any less crazy anytime soon. Abby's on holidays, so that's making it a bit easier because there's no school. Even just dropping her off at the bus is heaps easier than taking her all the way to school. But I don't even have to do that. So I'm able to work later at night, sleep in a bit, and then get going. Did you gift wrap my yarn and put the message on the card? Not yet, Kim. I'm doing that today. I have all your yarn pulled and on the side though, waiting. Kim, did you want all your yarn in the gift pack or just those ones on that particular order? Kim snuck a couple of orders through during the sale. So yeah, Chagu, woohoo, absolutely. Bob Wilson says, I'm really hungry, but I don't want to miss a chat. Oh, Claire, I know your feels all too well. I'm really hungry too, actually. It's nearly lunchtime here for me. That works at her age. My kids require more attention. Yeah, you're right. They do. If I... 1, 2, 3. What have I done there? Hang on a second. 1, 2, 3. I put... Oh, see, I told you I can't count while I talk. Let me just double check before I go pulling it all out. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I have. I stuck 4 in instead of 3 right at the start. So let's go back to the beginning and do it again. Do you guys ever have that, or is it just me? You can put them all in the same pack. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, I totally. Yeah, sometimes I just have to start again. Or you could wait until the Chagu comes in and put them all in. I could always wrap the Chagu separately for you, Kim. I could do that for you. So Kim took advantage of the gift wrapping that is currently up on the website and has written a little sneaky Christmas Santa note to herself, which I think is so cute. Bob says, I don't think my order is discounted. Bob, I'll check that for you. I'll have a look in that this afternoon. And if it wasn't, I'll work it out and work out what it should have been. Did you click the voucher on the checkout page? I think I missed out on the sale. Yeah, she did. She ordered before the sale, like a few days before it. I'm so bored from my girls. Look, one of the things we do during these big holidays, and even though Abby's 14, we still do it. Oops, face cam, sorry. One of the things that we still do is I buy in extras, like Christmas craft, we call it Christmas craft time. And so luckily the craft show was just this weekend gone, and I was able to pick up some things that Abby's really been enjoying. So that paint pour that I did, I picked her up a few colours to have a go with. And so she's pretty keen to try that, which she hasn't yet, but she's pretty keen. But the other thing that she really enjoyed was the, do you know that, what's it called? Diamond painting, diamond art, where you put the little diamondy sticker things or little beads on the sticker sheet, and you make pretty pictures. That's so, I obviously am not a salesperson. Diamond art. And but she's loving that. So I bought this pack of keychains, all with these beautiful butterflies, and she's just been doing one a day because there was like 5 in the pack, and she's having to ration herself because she just wants to just make it all the time. She just loves it. So yeah, I've been wanting to try diamond art so bad. Try it, like give it a whirl. I reckon it looks really fun. I haven't had it go yet, but Abby's right into it. She's just loving it. My husband tells him to go dig a hole. diamond dots. Is that what they're called, Talia? I don't know what they're called. I have no idea. The little diamond bits that you stick on. It's totally paint by numbers, which I didn't realize it was that clear, that it was just paint by numbers, which I love, which I'm really good at paint by numbers. I can't paint to save my life, but I can paint by numbers. Abby made die when she key ring. She did a beautiful butterfly. It's got big dots as well as small ones. Yes, it does. And I also, so I picked her up like the packet of key rings, but I also picked her up a little, it's like a little clutch thing, and it's got like the skull candy on it, like the candy skulls. So she's pretty keen to get that one started too. And I think that one will be the next thing that she does. Disaster is waiting for me. I love to drop things and knock things over. Yeah, and that's the thing for me as well, Chintamani. But Abby's like really got it all super organized, and you just have one little pod of the dots out at once, and she's been putting, like, they supplied her a couple of Ziploc bags. You'd think that the Ziploc bag size they would give you would mean that, because they give you a little tray to work in, and you think you'd be able to put it in the bag and tip it. No, the Ziploc bags are so narrow. Anyway, so I've got like heaps out here that the blinglets go in. So I'm like, here you go, Abs. Just giving her a wad of like decent Ziplocs. I want to get a paint by number 2. Yeah, I think some of the paint by numbers are beautiful. But yeah, I really want to get myself one of these diamond darts, and I'm regretting not getting myself one. Diamond painting is very relaxing. So be aware when you start nodding off after a few hours of addicted diamond placing. This sounds like a woman who knows what's going on. You know what's going to happen, don't you? You've done this. It is definitely, oh my gosh, this colorway is so good. I love it. It's so earthy. Man, I hope I can repeat something similar. Give her a triangle bead tray to pour them into the bag. I just gave her better bags. That's all I did. Because my triangle bead trays are important to me, and I only have a couple. I've been making project bags, love sewing. Yes. Started diamond painting when my hand was broken. Yeah, when my fingers were crushed, finding something to do was just so hard to try and find something that I could do. But I wonder if I could have done that left-handed. I probably could have, you know. I've been knocking them trying to find drop blinglets. Forgot. Oh dear. I love sewing too. That's something that I'll be doing more of once I'm on my little bit of a break, because I tend to pull out the old sewing machine and knock out some new project bags or something for myself, and sort of go from there and just have a bit of fun with it. I think it's pretty important to make a little bit of time for yourself at this time of the year. We work so hard making sure everyone else's Christmas is just really special, that sometimes we forget that we need to make this time that we all normally get a little bit of extra time. And so making sure that we utilize a little bit of this extra time on ourselves as well, not just making gifts for others, and not just, you know, cooking up all the food for the family, and you know, definitely do all the stuff as well, but make sure that you eke away just a little bit of time for yourself. Learn a new skill, try something different, just sit back and give yourself the opportunity just to like think of yourself for a little bit of time. It's something I struggle with. So it's really important that when I have this break around Christmas, that I actually do make sure I do have a bit of time. It's normally like Abby will be away at a friend's house or something, and so through the day while she's away, I will do that, because it's very hard to do that sort of stuff when your family is in your face. Christine says she likes this color. Yeah, I'm loving it. Like I said, my left hand doesn't listen to commands, but it was surprisingly easy to diamond paint. Yeah, it looks pretty easy, and I don't want to belittle it, but it does look pretty easy, so I do want to give it a try. I think I could do it. How long does your chat go for? Claire, technically speaking, it should have finished 5 minutes ago, but I'm still talking, and I want to finish this little square. So, I mean, I understand if you need to run away because you're starving. I do get it. But yeah, technically 5 minutes ago. But and Kim is probably sitting there going, no. Kim says, well, once I get my craft room sorted a bit more, we can have a craft day at my place. That would be fun. Bob Wilson says, no rush. I hope you guys don't mind. I just, if I stop the camera, I'll stop crocheting this little square and I'll put it down and I'll go and do something else. And I'm really enjoying it and just want to finish it. That's totally selfish of me. I do understand if you need to run away. But yeah, no, there's so many fun little crafts that we can do, that we can try, that have no like serious tool outlay and things like that. So I saw that. I thought it was just my eyes. No, there is a fly buzzing around in here driving me insane. Go away. I'm trying not to react to it when it touches me. I do not like that. Let me tell you that right now. Just keep going. I will. I'll keep going. Yeah, I really like how this one came out. So what I did to dye this was a little bit of a wash of a bit of the orange just in the pan first. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then a big heavy speckle. So I really, what have I done? I'm going to a corner. That's where I'm going. Go to the corner. Again, another one I think that would also look beautiful knitted. But because it's a nice crazy speckle, I think it will look great either way. This has been such a fun journey for me, making all these minis, because while I was making them in my brain, it was like you don't have to be able to repeat this. But at the same time, I think I could repeat a lot of them. Maybe not identically, but pretty dang close. And the variation would be in a way that would mean that I could continue to repeat it, if that makes sense. So sometimes you've got to change how you've done something just so that you can do it more. So yeah. Maybe you could go for a Guinness work for the longest crafting podcast. Look, I'm sure that there's some pretty long ones out there, right? Like, I mean, we go for 90 minutes for the most part. That's pretty long, but I don't know. I'd actually be curious to find out who's got that record. Because I mean, I can crochet all day. So when I broke my thumb, I was unable to hold anything. I couldn't even hold a pen to write, so I had to take 2 weeks off work. Yeah, when I crushed my hand, I couldn't do anything with my right hand, but I can use my left. So I would have been able to, you know, I can write with my left hand. It's not as easy as my right hand. I'm definitely right hand dominant, but I am ambidextrous. Crochet Clock does 2 hours just saying, oh yeah, right, just put that out there again, Kim. Stacey says, I can't wait for my minis to arrive so I can have a play. They should be arriving next week, which is exciting. There's totes pressure. There is totes pressure. Like the kids that did the most paper planes. Yeah. There's lots of things out there. So, and we've got Caffeinated Crafters tonight. I'm very excited to be going to that. I'll probably be bringing this project because I've been really enjoying it. You know how sometimes you have a project, like, I'm going to be really honest. You guys know how I was going to do all the different crochet cables to make my bag. I've decided that I don't want to do that anymore. I still want to make a bag, but the book I was struggling with, to be honest. And I don't know if it was because I was not feeling well when I started to try to do the next square, or what the reasons were. But I've just struggled with it. And so I've decided to use the minis up to make this instead. But I still plan to cover a bag. I just don't know with what or how at this stage. So any ideas, I'd definitely be up for them. Jackie's abandoning ship. I totally understand, Jackie. Like, have a great day. I hope you can get to the post office soon because there's a parcel there waiting for you. Big winky eye. Sally says I can't really use my right hand. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yarn Hoarder sometimes does 2.5 hours. Really? Why is it that we always hurt or injure our dominant hand? It's because we use it. That's why. It's because we're using it. I want to... Oh, but hubby works nights, I understand. Maybe on the holidays, but I can bring the girls. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Abby will be coming. Maybe not tonight, but during the holidays, she totes comes. It's just IKEA, so it's a bit of fun. Yeah, for sure. And a lot of us bring our kids during the holidays. We tend to have a kid table where some of the older kids sit together, and kids are totally welcome. Like, it's not a no kids thing, but I do understand that sometimes you want to break, because I want to break. Sometimes I would like to be Chantel, not mum, just Chantel. And so it's nice to be able to get out of the house and do that, and I get that. Yeah, it only got held in detention for a month and a half. Yeah, I'm a bit shocked, because so for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, is Jackie's Mystery Lace Club with all the minis, you know, the 25 mini skein Mystery Lace Club, it got lost by Australia Post. And finally, when I start like lodging forms for like, hey, where's my parcel? You're going to have to refund my post and claim it on insurance and all that sort of stuff. Miraculously, they find it. And then I get this message, because I get this one message saying, hey, you need to tell us what was in the parcel, just in case parts of it have arrived back. And then within like a day, because I was like I hadn't even filled out that form yet, I got a notification that it was sitting at the local post office waiting for Jackie to pick it up. And it's just like, this is unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. And I was just about to post to the last one. So we've still got one of those super mini kits here, which will be available for sale November, December, January, probably February. I think it would be February, because it's exclusive to the club for 3 months. So anyone within the club can order it now. And it's $115 for 25 55 meter minis. 25 55, yeah, that's right. Or anyone outside of the club can wait and grab it later. I'm so glad it was found as well. Jackie says it was stuck in a dodgy parcel locker. It was the wrong locker? Like, that's weird. No, a broken one that didn't record that I had something in it. So it was just sitting there waiting for you that whole time, but none of us knew it was there. And we only paid $50 a bargain. Absolutely. It was a Mystery Lace Club bargain, that one. So we're nearly at the end here, you guys. At the end of the 5th round. So a couple more stitches and bam, we are done. Look at this. Join it on. I'll hold them all up to the camera so you can have a squiz. There we go. So that's all the different colors, all the oranges and browns. It looks so good. No, there we go. That one's set to a particular distance. But yeah, excuse me. Maybe if I put it on a white backing and then hold it to the camera, it might be. Nope, that does nothing. Does nothing. So yeah, so that looks great. I really love that. That's actually a really pretty little thing. Now then we'll have to start a knitted one of that as well, and then there'll still be some of that one left, because you know I only need like less than 10 grams to do one of each. So woot. That reminds you of one of the MLC boxes. Yeah, there was one that had a similar speckle. I didn't do the orange underbase dye to it, but I think I used the same color to do the speckling. I'd have to have a look, but I think you're right there. Ozpods don't have to record which a locker goes into. Their system said it had been allocated to a locker but nothing else, so they couldn't tell me where it was. That's ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous. Sally's got to head off as well. Dyewench likes this one. Yeah, Dyewench, I think you'd enjoy dyeing this one too. It was fun to dye. Yeah, so guys, there'll be a bit of flexibility, a bit of fluidity over the next sort of month and a half to 2 months of our sort of fibrific journeys. We're going to have Mystery Lace Club's still going to go out like normal. We'll still have the occasional live streams. They may not be every week. I'll sort of judge and see how I feel on each, sort of coming up to each Thursday. But I will definitely be having a couple of Thursdays off in January. And sort of just, you know, flowing and getting things moving that way. Just to have a little break. There'll be no Caffeinated Crafters on the third week of December, but it's back to twice a month in January. There's no break other than the one that's just a bit close to Christmas. So next week will be a regular stream like this. It won't be a die stream. There's no more die streams until next year. So we will have a talk about those as well going forward. Joss has got to go to work. See you later, Joss. Have fun. So yeah, so we've got lots of different things coming up. Just keep an eye on the social medias and in the Fibrific Fun Zone. And I'll always make sure that I keep you informed. So just make sure that you're follow me on other social media as well, just to make sure that you know what's going on. Everyone take care. Have a great evening. Bye, Kathleen. I have to hide my stream key from Spannerchick because she keeps threatening to just hijack this live stream. So funny, so funny. Anyway, my friends, I will see you all next week, standard live stream. For those of you working on projects, keep the faith, keep working hard, don't give up, and I will talk to you all next week. Bye.